Here's the writer's Allman Brother for Friday, June 12th, 2026. It's the birthday of George H.W. Bush, born into a cabal that worshipped a demon serpent at the bottom of a volcano, destined, due to a dark oath, to toil the rest of his life alongside the cult inductees he went to kindergarten with: Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, Colin Powell, colon cancer, Kaiser Soze, Susie Orman, Orkin, the pest control company, Mork calling Orson, the untimely death of John Belushi, and a termite sucking the lifeblood from your femoral artery until it's nourished enough to evolve through multiple animal taxonomies in order ultimately to achieve the mantle of president, is how Bush wound up running the country. It was a deal with Satan, and also he was hot, let's face it. Who wouldn't try to read those lips when told to? In 1988 New Orleans, in the dark. Nope, just had my eyes closed. When he was 22 years old, Bush signed up with a service that promised everlasting life so long as he adhered to the instructions on the package, which amounted to the simple admonition, "Remember, you are one." He drew the serum into a fat syringe and jabbed his thigh, convulsed naked on the floor of his Texas bathroom until his back split open, and the even more attractive 43rd supplicant to the Pharaoh Akhenaten wriggled out of him. Given that both men now roamed the earth, they had to take turns hiding in a secret compartment behind a generous bathroom painted scarlet like the men's lavatory in The Shining. You'll notice things went poorly for H-dubs after that. The witherment of his nuke finger, for one thing. Ultimately, the young version sucked all of the spinal fluid out of the elder and used it to fuel a barrage of Tomahawk missiles into a rock, each one stenciled with the legend, "I want to be a better version of myself." It's the birthday of Jordan Peterson, pop philosophist, atavist, asshat, and the most useful export from Canada since the Swiss cheese dental dam. The New York Times referred to him as custodian of the patriarchy, to which the local custodians union said, "We're offended by that." Peterson says, "The left-wing media has it all wrong. I'm not conservative. I believe in universal health care, decriminalization of drugs, and that any perceived gender inequality is due to an inherent superiority of men over women, and that those are the only two sexes, no takesies, backsies." The media was like, what was that last one again? Peterson said, "That oppression of women comes from a biological imperative to maintain order in society, and that women are agents of chaos and men must corral their wild impulses." Yeah, that one, the media said. "That sounds pretty conservative." "It's not conservative," Peterson said. "Just because I'm saying that climate change isn't real, that all women's studies and ethnic studies programs across the West should be defunded because they're tantamount to Marxist indoctrination, and that identity politics should be stamped out wherever it germinates, nothing about that is conservative." Everything about that is conservative," said the media. "Look," Peterson said, "just because I wrote a treatise called A Conservative Manifesto," we were going to mention that, said the media, "and just," Peterson said, "because I think traditional values like hypermasculinity, chauvinism, and the burning of witches should be upheld." Wait, said the media. "You're literally saying we should hunt and burn witches?" "I didn't say anything about hunting them," Peterson said. Here's a poem for today by Natalie Diaz called "My Brother, My Wound." He was calling in the bulls from the street. They came like a dark river, a flood of chest and hoof. Everything moving, under, splinter, hooked their horns through the walls. Light hummed the holes like yellow jackets. My mouth was a nest torn empty. Then he was at the table. Then in the pig's jaws. He was not hungry. He was stop. He was bad apple. He was choking. So I punched my fists against his stomach. Mars flew out and broke open or bloomed. How many small red eyes shut in that husk? He said, "Look, look," and they did. He said, "Lift up your shirt," and I did. He slid his fork between my ribs. Yes, he sang. A Jesus side wound. It wouldn't stop bleeding. He reached inside and turned on the lamp. I never knew I was also a lamp until the light fell out of me, dripped down my thigh, flew up in me, caught in my throat like a canary. Canaries really means dogs, he said. He put on his shoes. You started this with your mouth, he pointed. Where are you going? I asked. To ride the Ferris wheel, he answered, and climbed inside me like a window. My Brother, My Wound by Natalie Diaz, used without permission here on the Writer's Allman Brother, supported by Tumescent Limbs, turning off your Tinder date since before Tinder was a thing. Until next week, be well, do the jive, and Nixon 5.